Howdy there, guys. I just woke up and I found this article and I thought it was actually very interesting for what we're dealing with here in the West right now. In a very interesting sort of story. So, to preface this, I just started watching the new Mobile Suit Gundam The Witch from Mercury story last night. I saw the first 2 episodes. I guess the third episode's already out. Sorry. Allergies this year. And I'll check that out here in a bit. Still have to finish 86 for Wednesday's Anime Odyssey over on Renaissance Nerd channel. But I thought this was it's a very interesting kind of story in itself. I'm not talking about The Witch from Mercury yet. I still have yet to cast judgment on it. There's things I like. There's things that I don't really like. One of them actually being the look of the Gundam. I don't like the look. There's something about it that just is turning me off. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. But this article, I think, is the correct approach to how you potentially get new fans to a very large franchise. Even if Bandai has several issues, even if their game that I love so much in Gundam Evolution has a stupid monetization problem that pisses me off. But I do find this to be the correct way to potentially get new people to watch your stuff. So, why don't we get into it? From Bounding into Comics, Mobile Suit Gundam, The Witch from Mercury producer says teenagers feel alienated by franchise's themes. They think it wasn't made for them. So, when I first hear that, I think, yeah, it probably wasn't made for you. But this article goes into a very interesting area that deals with the younger generation while trying to balance the current trying to get new fans in that might not agree with the themes, while simultaneously trying to satisfy the old fans. And I'll say this about so far of the 2 episodes I've seen. There is a lot of stuff to praise it for the old fans. But and I'm sorry about all the hacking and stuff. Since its inception in 1979, the Mobile Suit Gundam has accumulated a massive worldwide fan base of various demographics. But according to the producer of The Witch from Mercury, younger audiences are apparently feeling alienated by the franchise's anti-war themes. In a recent interview with Akiba Soken, and I probably butchered that wrong and I apologize, translated by Deep L, G-Witch producer Takiyoa Okamoto recalled a visit to the Sunrise Bandai Namco Filmworks, jeez, that's a mouthful, studio from a group of school kids, wherein he overheard them expressing such opinions as Gundam wasn't made for them, and a general expressing that doesn't sound right, but okay. Refusal to watch anything that was associated with Gundam. So when you hear that, you're like, okay, yeah, maybe you guys don't like it, but again, sorry about the hacking and coughing. But I kind of like what he decided to do here. I kind of like it because instead of, hey, we're going to put in a gaze, even though there's an interesting relationship build up, but we'll see how that goes in the show. But instead of saying, hey, we're putting in a gaze, hey, we're putting in a trans, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, they took it in a little different way. I kind of like it in a weird sense. In that moment, said Okatamo, he realized how much older the franchise demographic has become. The junior and senior high school students who were watching Mobile Suit Gundam Seed when it broadcast are now in their 30s, said the producer. Apparently, Okamoto was not the only one who had worried about that the franchise's age had erected a generational barrier for entry. As according to him, the general plan for G-Witch, even before he joined the series, was to create an easier point of entry for the next generation of Gundam fans. And to be perfectly honest, again, I've only watched 2 episodes. I have my criticisms. We'll go into it when I probably after episode 3, because I have to do that 3-episode thing. But it's a unique kind of anime, and they changed the world a bit. With the words of the visiting teenagers echoing through his mind, Okamoto said he sat down with his staff and discussed a different approach for G-Witch, ultimately deciding to set the series on a more traditional school setting in the hopes that the teenagers would be better able to relate to the characters. Providing further insight into his decision, Okamoto explained that younger audiences have found themselves uninterested in the series' darker themes of child soldiers. I mean, yeah, I don't mind it, but I can understand why people don't. And a war between majority political powers, because they had no interest in a narrative that did not affect the characters on a personal level. Coupled with the series' 5 p.m. time slot on Japanese television, the production team believed it was more important to develop an easy entry into the franchise and not to make the beginning of the story being too heavy. However, despite the series being aimed at a younger demo, I can't read. Okamoto assures that I can't read. Its story would not alienate longtime fans and the franchise. Longtime fans of the franchise. Going so far as to guarantee that G-Witch will feature enough action and drama to keep the generation of viewers interested. So, and I'll talk about it real quick. Again, 2 episodes, gonna get a 3rd. I do think they're doing that correctly. Yeah, it's a little bit more Gen Z-ish. Not, I don't want to say the American Gen Z-ish, but it is a little more modern. It is kind of kiddie. I do like the animation style. There's some interesting things that they're doing here. And instead of a full-on war, there's like a business faction that runs a school, and it kind of has that Kill la Kill theme. If you've seen Kill la Kill, it just doesn't have the whole fan service. So it is a very interesting idea so far. Time will only tell if the series is deemed pretty good or if it's deemed kind of shitty. But I think this goes into a perfect tweet that I saw today. Note that he's trying to do, instead of making this girl, who's our main character, like she's more shy, she's from the country, well, Mercury, and they consider that a bumpkin country, so planet, not country, so they act like she's from the country. She's shy, she hasn't interacted with a lot of people, she cares a lot about her mother, she's hinted that her father passed away, and she's the main pilot for the new Gundam, and she is attached to this thing like a lot. She loves this thing. So that's what Japan does. They'll take, hey, instead of maybe a war setting, we're going to do it on a school where, in order to deal with maybe certain disagreements and stuff, you have a Gundam duel. Okay, see, that's a very interesting thing. See, you have your own drama, you have your own stuff, but here in the West, we get everyone tweet hashtag make Harley Quinn a trans woman as much as possible. See, that's what we're getting here in the West. Instead of, hey, maybe, granted they did the It did Gotham High, and that thing was awful. But instead of, hey, we're gonna make a new thing, we're gonna have it targeted more towards younger audiences. We'll have a few of the themes that we like to keep around, but we're gonna change some stuff up and see if it works. And also, here's a bunch of new characters. Here's a new Gundam. Here's a new this and that. Over here in the West, we're just going like, yeah, make Harley a trans. Make Superman shun gay. Make Robin gay. Yes. And then nobody buys it and watches it. So, only time will tell fully if this move will work. And as a longtime fan of Gundam, if you haven't already figured it out, I love Gundam. Still reviewing all of G Gundam, but I think this move was a very smart move. I think it could do some really cool things, and I like this series as it stands. I don't love it. It's nothing amazing, but we'll see how it goes. But with that, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it out with your friends, leave a comment down below. Hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you can get notifications for every time I go live or post up a new video. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.